Gee. Hey guys, words of wisdom from Bill. Yes, wombat droppings are square. Only animal in the world with square droppings. There you go, very useful information. He's not just high, that's actually how it is, so everyone needs that information. Hey, Stephen Lang, Mark Osborne, Stuart Hingston, g'day. Bill, g'day. Fridge, Dan Shed, g'day. David Ian Sykes, g'day. Morning world, he says. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Help. Gee. Okay. Paul Pipitone, g'day. Paul from Knackler's Workshop, g'day. Everyone else I missed, g'day. Chirpy, hello, good to see ya. Peter Noddle, g'day. The Bill Baggins meme doesn't work here. Russell Dole, g'day. I don't know if I've got much to share tonight. Made a video during the week, so everyone's up to date. I don't really need to, well, it only released last night, but it makes a bit of a hole in what I've done for the weekend. There are some things though. And of course, they're not in the workshop, they're upstairs, and I only just thought of it when I logged on, which is pretty slack. Kevin from Machine NZ, g'day. John Creasy, hello. I'm going to recess for a minute. You can talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to be 2 minutes. I've got stuff to get. We need something that plays Greensleeves. Sorry. I'm done. Really, this week I'm burnt out. No, I'm good, but I'm back. I'm not organised, but you'll have to bear with me. Yeah, too many early mornings. Peter, PGS, g'day. Thanks, Craig. So, off to a rocky start here. Not good at this. Gee, what's happened this week? I had a lot of visitors. I sold a machine, which was a bit sudden. Shape is gone. Local guy. 34 days to go. Thanks, Paul. Thanks for that big reminder. We're slowly getting there. I've got bits of stuff here. Main project seems to have gone AWOL in the last 24 hours, and I sat down this morning or come down here this morning to look at it. Couldn't find it. No idea where it is. It's here on the bench somewhere. I better find it and not start again. It's probably over on the milling machine. No idea. Booked on the plane on the 7th, I think, the 7th of November, which isn't all that long to go. It's it's the 20th today, so 10, less than 3 weeks anyway. I'm on the plane. It's a bit scary. Get things sorted, and thanks to all you guys who helped with that. I'm in a fairly comfortable, I'm in a place where I'm a little bit more likely to make it happen now, so that's awesome. Fridge turned up. Dan Shed came on Friday night. Was that this week? I think it was this week, yeah. And kept me up all night. And was up again way too early. Too many Dans around the place, I think that was the problem. Some of us went to bed. So that was pretty exciting. Dan's got a new toy, or I'm not going to steal his thunder, but I really hope there's a channel update or two about it. I hope we get some videos, because it's pretty interesting stuff. But full size Steam, not model stuff. And okay, Craig, double your chances. Dan still doesn't believe it's happening, so he'll do a video when it gets there. That's fair. Raymond Martin was here on Sunday morning to pick up the Shaper bright and early, and that disappeared. So that's cool, I guess. I'm still recovering from that sale. Anyway, there's a parcel come from the UK from David Ian Sykes. Said this, and it's really awesome, because I didn't even know this book existed until it arrived. I did sort of say, please send some pictures, but probably that was a difficult thing to know what pictures to send. So anyway, he just organised another book for me, which I hadn't ever seen. This is basically a photographic companion to the Hughes and Stainer 260 class, which is what this logo in the back is a Stainer 260. Not the same as the one on the front cover. There you go, there's some useful observations. This is a Hughes crab with the slanted cylinders and the high running boards, and the straight boiler. It's got a straight boiler. It's a generation before the Stania one, which is what this is. Same tender though. The tender was designed by Fowler, which was before either of those. So there's a nice one in Crimson. Really like that in Crimson Lake, but there's the Hughes as well. Not sure any of the Stania ones ever got released in that particular colour scheme. In the back, got a book, which is a really nice book. Further back than this, obviously. There we go. We're finding the Stania. And this is a book all about the differences, and if you happen to be a rivet counter, this is probably a pretty good book to have. But there's 1,000 different variations. I'm not even attempting that. But probably want to get the number somewhere close to the right loco, so we'll go for the overall appearance, I think. In the back is the last little bit is actually this is the LMS William Stania Design 260 loco. So that's it. Chirpy, it doesn't count. So yes, they look nice in black, and that's probably what it'll end up. But black's a bit boring. To be honest, still thinking about colour schemes, and that's a long way down the track. But lots of pictures, lots of reference, really awesome book. Thanks heaps, David, for this. This is really nice. It's got lots of information, lots of pictures. This is nice. This is Workshop Photographic Grey. Just for something different. Really like that. So, not sure. Most of them got painted black. Some of them lost nearly all individuality during the war. But there you go. Nice book. Really pleased to see that. And David's got a crab in the loft, so maybe you should get that out and finish it. Not being putting any pressure on. But really nice book. Thanks heaps. Really appreciate that. Probably not going to be green. I'm painting a machine green. That's enough for this year and next year and the year after and the one after that. And we'll see what happens. So it's open to change, because it could be 4 years before this logo is finished. Anyway, don't think any of them were ever painted green. Put it that way. Let's put it that way. There might have been some blue ones and some red ones, but there wasn't ever any green ones. So, what else? Could only get all mysterious about Dan's purchase, but that's pretty good to see him. Good fun night. I'm honestly still sorting out magazines upstairs. I've got about 30 years left to go. There's 3 boxes from the 1930s that have still got to go in the database out on the shelves somewhere. I think they're mostly 1930s. And there's Model Engineer from volume 200 onwards, which is the last 26 volumes, the last 13, 14 years. They've still got to go out. So slowly coming together. I'm slowly sorting them out. But that's a serious job too. Still going through books. Big job. I'm really not happy with just having them all crammed up on shelves. I don't like that. So I'd like some boxes to put various volumes in, but finding a box the right size at the right price is difficult. That's really not something I've even thought about much yet. I haven't found an answer at any point. So there you go. Craig says Henry was green. That's very useful. Henry was also belonged to a different railway. If we're going to go there. Anyway, that's about it. That's sort of all that's happened. We're only 16 minutes in, and that's filled up my day. Hey, Dennis. Who was the voice actor for Henry? I've got absolutely no idea who the voice actor for Henry was. There you go. There's a whole website, though, devoted to Isle of Soda fan fiction. They've got a forum and everything. There's a whole lot of people on there. It's huge. So I think it's sort of a whole railway forum, not just Thomas the Tank Engine stuff. But if you're looking for a cool railway forum to visit, that might be it. There you go. Gee. See, people get into that stuff. What else? Looking for 3/4 Whitworth tap. Someone messaged me today and said they had a 3/4 UN BSF tap, which is the fine thread, which is 12 threads per inch. Not much help, but thanks for the message. Hey, Groot. So, got stuff here everywhere. Like, seriously, got a mess. I really like a mess, but at the moment, while we scratch and paint and stuff, we're going to have to put up with it. Apologies. Yeah, Dan will have one, but anyway, it's kind of, wrong end town. I think I might have one. Problem here. I think it was before painter's tape was actually blue, Craig. Maybe painter's tape is Thomas blue. Did you think of that? Hey, Brendan. Wonder how Brendan got on with his green paint. Update on the green paint, Brendan. These seem to hold liquid quite well. And they've got slot heads down inside there, right? And they're tap 3/4 in the top and they're tap 3/4 in the bottom. Now, I've got, yes, Brendan, that you've got it. See if we can actually see this here. Probably we can't, I'm thinking. Excellent, Brendan. Painting in Humbrol seems like an expensive way to move on, but anyway. See, this has got a slot in it. Another one does too. I believe that these may be set screws. Jeez. Whoa. Whoa. Ah. It's all right once it's on the balance. Once it goes past balance, I'm probably going to let go. Oh. There we go. This is the other end of it, which is also 3/4 Whitworth probably, but it's only got about maybe 1/4 of an inch of thread there. Whereas this one's like that deep. So this set screw that's in this one is either fairly shallow and this one's fairly deep, or this one has got a piece of broken bolt in it back behind the set screw. If that's the case, I'd probably leave the set screws in place and just remove this broken bolt so I can tap this, but not sure. Anyway, that's what I'm messing around with, very half-heartedly. And in between on that is a Toolfest project. So anyone who wants to put the word out about Toolfest 2021, that'd be awesome. Yes, they could have gone in the table and snapped off. That's very true. They could be snapped off bolts, but they both look like they're machined on the back. I don't know. What I'm probably going to do is run a 5/8 drill through them and remove them with a cold chisel. That might be an option. Apart from that, and a few other holes, like I've actually ground this plate off here, which was covering this tapped hole. Brass plate went on here with 4 holes. It's covering this one, which matches this one here. Whoa, there we go. So there's one there and one there. Don't know what they were for, but they look like they're probably part of it. And this one was covering it up. So whether I put that plate back on there, which was obviously there so that it was easy when you were setting up to do a different job, to make inventory and pick the machine off the line and move it, or out of the storeroom and move it. Thanks, John. We better go and have a look at that. We're well worth a look. Anyway, that's kind of where we're at. There's no dirt and crud on this anymore, and it could do with a coat of paint. Hey, Maddie. New engine build from Maddie. So he's got the bug. That's awesome. Can't wait to see it going. Made an executive decision to pull the Stewart 400 to bits when this is half finished, or when we've got undercoat on it and starting to get it back together. So that's what's going to happen. We've fixed the compression problem, and whether we put a O-ring groove in it in the piston, or whether we do something else, or whether we make new rings and try again, or what we do, I don't know. But we're going to fix the compression problem. And that's sort of probably going to happen as soon as my Toolfest project's finished, to be honest. Got someone screaming at me wanting to buy my mill. I really don't know whether I want to get rid of it, to be honest. Not sure there's any point keeping it. I'm not sure how attached to it I am, but it'd be really nice to have it for another couple of weeks. We'll see how we go. General consensus is that ring might fix the problem, but anyway. It's a matter of pulling it apart and bolting it all up and stuff. I jinxed it by painting it before it was running. That's the whole truth. Yeah, I think we've got compression issues no matter how we look at it. I think we're trying to pretend there isn't, but I think there's compression issues with those rings. It's got compression sometimes. It's always got compression on camera, but most of the time it doesn't. So we'll see. Going to start from the ground anyway. See what we find out. See what we work out. Yes, probably some of it's a leaky carburetor, but if it's not getting any suction, that's not helping anything. And it should run on gas, pretty simple. And it should run on a bubble carb too, reasonably well, but no. Yeah. It's all very well getting them running on no compression, but or having them run with little compression, but the trouble is getting them running with no compression is a difficult bit. Anyway, we'll see. I think we really need to fix the compression problem before we fix anything. So we'll go back to that. What else? What other exciting things? Show of hands, who started the Toolfest 2021 project? I can't really talk because I'm being a bit slack putting it out there. Yeah, there isn't any pure chirpy. That's where we're at with it. I don't think it's going to run without fixing the compression first. Stuart put up a video. Brendan's finished the chimney on a loco, which is pretty cool. Sorry about your laptop, Brendan. Kay and Liam had laptop problems too. Did anyone hear whether he got them fixed? Craig hasn't decided what he's making. Very useful. I've got mine half made, so I'm feeling pretty good. Thanks, Groot. Go Create's too busy. I can see that. He's really got a crazy schedule too. That's really nice. We're all too busy. Maybe we just need to let it fizz out and not bother How's everyone feel about that? Give it a miss till next time. Anyway, we'll see how we go. Yep, Chirpy's got the pen bug. It's really awesome. Some awesome videos on pens from Chirpy. I'm glad he decided to post them because he was a bit dubious about whether pens were really something he'd put on YouTube, but I'm glad he has because he's making some nice things. So, oh my gosh, sorry about the yawn. That's really not a very inspiring thing. I opened a box of magazines up there and started sorting them out, so that's what happened tonight after I got home from work. Need to get on and get them fixed. So no progress on the Loco. I've got a little bit of progress on the Toolfest tool build, and I'm really not sure whether I want to show you. If I even knew where it was, it's on the bench here somewhere. I'm going to have to clean up. Mr. Crispin did get a lovely surface grinder, that's very true. Just a heads up, but John Creasy also has a lovely surface grinder. ARW discussion, Matty, didn't get much of a word in edgeways as Randy and the others sort of tended to hold most of the conversation. It was a bit difficult actually, a bit laggy and a bit... I'd like to go back, but I didn't say as much as I would have liked about, or I didn't say anything at all on air. We did have a talk about it afterwards, but I didn't say very much about Toolfest 2021, and that's my main intention. Didn't say much at all because my microphone was lagging and wasn't synced properly until about halfway through when it dropped me out and dropped me back in. So there we go. It was good fun. It was good to catch up with old friends, but and it was overbooked, so there wasn't really enough spaces for everyone. And Matty missed out because he dropped out and someone else jumped in front of him. So it's a bit rough, probably. But anyway, a good bunch. Bit of a shout out. Matty's looking for a 32 DP gear cutter, a number... I think a number 4 and a number 5. He can probably correct me if I'm wrong. But talking to Matty, he's looking for a 32 DP gear cutter. Bit few and far between nowadays. It's kind of a difficult thing to find outside the 3 and 5 Maddie wants. If anyone has one that they'd lend him to cut a couple of brass gears, hit Maddie up because it'd be much appreciated. But had a pretty good look online and I can't find any, so pretty difficult to find. But 32 DP, number 3 and number 5 for a couple of gears for his latest project, which you should go and check out because it's going to be a nice build. Can't wait to see. Everyone's going to have an engine running before I do. But yeah, grinding a cutter is worst case scenario, and that's doable too. But it's a lot of messing around. I wasn't going to talk about Maddie's tool and cutter grinder. See? People who live in glass houses, they say. I don't know how easy this is. Or how wise this is actually, but or how organised I am is the other thing. In fact, I'm a little inclined to think that I'm not organised at all. Probably going to take me 20 minutes to take this out. Did have a gasket on there, so that was something. There we go. No black at all under there. Let's have a look at this. And this is why I don't really do very much on camera, on live stream. Very difficult to concentrate on two things. Other thing I don't really like about ARW live stream is that anyone who's watching doesn't get much involvement, to be honest. It's all very well if you want to watch 5 people argue and bicker, but as far as watching live stream chat, you don't get a lot of recognition or anything, and don't really like that as a system, to be honest, if we're going to go there. Huge thanks to everyone who helped with this whole mill thing. A bit of a debacle. Last week I completely lost it as far as really wasn't having a good day and things weren't going well, and I reached out to Craig really just to talk about it, and he's sort of an easy answers man. So that was his solution, and I really, really appreciate anyone who dug deep on my behalf, because I probably really don't deserve it much, and feel like it's a habit that I don't really like to have. But huge thanks, people. I was sort of not very good at saying thank you, and really appreciate it, because it's made some things that would have been possible, like absolutely would have been possible. It's made impossible in a time frame that's workable, because we're going to run out of time on that. I've got a little sister who really wants a loan approval on a house, and to do that we've got to sell mum and dad's house, and she's got to find somewhere to live because she hasn't got anywhere, and it seems stupid that she'd be renting. So it's best if we get that out of the way as quick as we possibly can. But at this point, it's crept up on me a lot. Like, living expenses seem to run away with income without any extras, and this was a fairly big extra. So really, really, really appreciated. There you go. I've done it. Can't say I haven't yet. Now, what we got is leakage here. If we have a look, they're not really bed in for a start, and maybe we could just run them in a bit more. I'm going to have to do something with this now. Sorry, guys. Now, all you experts, what we've got is some rubbing here where they've cleaned up. I don't know if you can see that. But on the end here, I've got a gap, basically, that hasn't cleaned up at all, or maybe it's cleaned up on the end and hasn't cleaned up around here. This one here, I think maybe it's cleaned up on the end, both ends. And for the rest of the ring, we've still got machining marks in them all the way around. Most of the way around. This is cleaned up a bit here, around the back. It's cleaned up a little bit there. I think they just need bedding in, probably. And maybe I'll start with that. Not really sure about this bore, just having a look at it. I'm really going to have a look with a mirror and a light and see how we go. Not particularly confident that it's cleaning up particularly well either. Probably is in places. But that's where we're at with that. Anyway, you've had a look inside. See you, Craig. Be good. Take care. We've also got this issue here. In that this needs a little bit of movement here to run properly. I've also got a noise there that I don't like very much. I'm not sure what that is. Could be timing gears, could be touching somewhere. Not sure what that is, but that noise shouldn't be there. Take care, Jim. So I think you need to take this flywheel off. We need to pull this out. We need to get this all sorted out. I'm suspicious that this bore here, because there was sand in this casting here, I'm suspicious that this isn't exactly parallel to the cylinder casting, to the bore. So whether there's something I can do to improve that, I'm not sure. I'm really not. We'll see how we go with that. But there we go. Got the piston out. We've had a look at the rings. And where do you go from here? Set him on up again properly and stick a belt on it and give it a run with some running in lube or something, and give it a run for an hour and see if it's any better. Maybe. Hey, Mike. Yeah, it's doing it all the way around. Might have a tight spot. Might be touched on a casting or something. One of the teeth might be touching on a casting or something. We better have a look at that. It's probably more likely the cam than the crank, I think. So I think maybe the cam might be touching on the cam gear might be touching on the casting on one side. Because you can feel a rattle there. So hindsight after 6 months is a wonderful thing, and we might have to go through this all again and see what we can find out, see what we can work out. Measured the compression several times. Sometimes you get compression, sometimes you don't. If you turn the thing over quick enough, you'll get enough compression to make you think that you've got some compression. That's where we're at with that. So I think it's a matter, I've put this riser on here so that there's room under the flywheel and there's room, the belt actually clears the pump now. So it's a matter of bolting this down properly, pulling this off, bolting, getting that all to bits and probably giving it a clean up and setting it up again properly. Need to get the probably in hindsight, a couple of new castings would fix most things, but not really an option. Anyway, that's pulled that to bits. It's a matter of having a good look at it now, and I might make a video up about it. We'll have a look and we'll get some decent lighting and we'll get some decent improvements here. Now, another thing I was going to ask about just before we go, white balance. We have white balance issues here. I guess everyone's noticed that everything turns out green, which is not desirable, unless you're Craig. I think it's better tonight. I've got some software. I think it's a little bit better, but it still feels a bit green. So we're working on that. It's an issue that we're addressing. There's no sideways movement or anything in that. It's really nice there. There's a bit of end float, but probably how it needs to be. So, a bit of a cow and engine, to be honest. Probably the last time I'll make anything designed by Henry Greenley. But now we've got that far, I might pull the flywheel off at some point, which I think is going to need a little bit of heat, which means new paint, because I think I may have Loctite it on. And we'll just play with it until we get some settings a bit further on and we've got some actual results. The other thing we could do is run an O-ring groove on here. And that's an option too, but at this point, probably nearly just find an O-ring that goes one of the grooves that's there, but that's a long shot. At this point, I'm sort of feeling like these just haven't been run in properly at all. They either haven't got enough wall pressure or they're just not even started to seat. So probably it needs a belt up and a run on something. So anyway, my phone is worse for white balance than this tablet by quite a lot. And I have got a video app that seems very, very good on my tablet to John Creasy's recommendation on my phone, sorry. But it doesn't take still photos, so the thumbnails are all still green. Anyway, we're working on all that stuff. I'd like to think these valves are seating somewhere near. Really would like to believe that. Whether I make something and vacuum test them or whether I make a manifold and pressure test them, I'm not sure yet. We'll see where we go. I might make a cover that goes on here with 3 bolts and a head gasket and bolt it on here and then pressure test it and see how many leaks we got. That might be an option too. Something like that needs to be done. So anyway, that's what we're up to. I was 2 minutes late, so you still got 2 minutes. Not going to cut you off like that, but there's not a lot to say really. I've been here, I've done a fair bit in the workshop the last weekend, but I made a video about some of it and I'm making another video about another bit of it, so that sort of doesn't leave much for live stream, unfortunately. But might go through this from the ground up and bolt it all together again and see what we can find out, and then belt it up and see if we can actually get piston rings running and working properly. Anyway, bedtime for me. Take care. Thanks heaps for tuning in, for everyone that's done in the last week or so. Really appreciate it all, to be honest. It's more than I can say. Got to find a box for all this stuff now. And we will see what happens. You might get another update on this next week, or you might not. Be kind to one another. Don't forget to like and subscribe, all that stuff. Welcome to all my new subscribers, poor guys, girls. And we'll see you next week. Probably there'll be a video before then. Take care. I'm out.